Welcome back. We've spent a morning with ethical hackers trying to understand cyber law, trying to understand cyber security, something that affects each and every one of us in this day and age. Remember, no one is immune. Well, just before the break, we were talking about the need to educate young students, to get young minds thinking on these lines, on cyber security, studying cyber law. And of course, Saket with us, and I'm also now joined by Mahesh Sharma, editor at careers360.com. Thanks, Mahesh, for joining us. Now, the Indian firms would sort of the first ones that perhaps come to mind, you know, that Wipro, TCS, Infosys, etc., Silicon Valley, so many Indians out there. Yet, when you look at the handicaps that we are looking at here are enormous. Why do you think that is the case?
So when you talk about large organizations, the inertia is much higher. The want to innovate, the requirement to innovate is really not there,
Right.
because they already have large orders which are in place, which really want to stick by the books, by whatever they are being asked to deliver. So I believe expecting the innovation to come out of all of these giant players, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
For all those students who perhaps are interested, like we've spoken to some out here who say, you know, where computers is our first love, someone else with engineering, etc., and we want to focus on this, what would you say? Where do they go? Where do they start?
Interestingly, when it comes to cyber law and security, the initial initiative has been taken by law schools rather than IT schools,
I see.
which itself is slightly oxymoronic because the law forms a very, very minor component of the entire security ecosystem. So you have a national law school, Bhopal, offering a program in cybersecurity. You have Jodhpur offering it. So the focus has been on the law component of
I see.
of the security
I see.
side. Whereas the focus must drastically shift
Right.
towards the technology side of it, which is yet to happen.
Right.
Very few institutions are even attempting that.
Right.
CDAC has a very interesting program. It does attempt it. It's premier organizations.
Right.
Then you have global certifications, but they're yet to catch up.
Right. Well, let's get started right away. We've got a couple of questions here. Amit Sharma has the first question.
How can I proceed my career into the web security?
So the good part of this field of web security is that it is all about testing. So somebody is out there who makes a product. You need to go there and test whether the product which is being made is secure or not. I'll give you a small example. Let's take about the giant e-governance revolution which is coming into our country right now. There's a ministry, suppose, which hires a big firm to go ahead and develop a online e-commerce or a normal online portal to automate whatever they are doing. Now these people of course go ahead and try to put everything in the tender, saying that this is supposed to be of the highest standard, with the right quality, with being very, very secure. The only problem between a normal solution which a vendor can give you and a secured solution that a vendor can give you, the only problem is they both look exactly the same in the face of it.
Right.
So to you as a layman who's hiring a vendor to develop something for you, it really goes ahead and becomes a very big challenge to understand whether it's actually secured or not.
Right.
That's where people like the web security testers, that's called web, the term is VAPT, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing.
I see.
So this is the term of requirement which is there in the industry, where people can come down and hire these VAPT experts who go ahead and try to intrude into these solutions which
and
are
then identify the weak or vulnerable spots. So
absolutely.
you need to work.
So there's one
work on
maker
these
and the
spots.
other is a checker.
Right.
That's where the other person comes in.
Right. Another question from Antariksh. Let's listen in.
What is the scope of cybersecurity in India?
Largest institutions right now in India which look at cybersecurity courses is the law schools, as I said. Most of them have a master's program. But they look at it from a legal point of view. So unless you have a background in legality, those courses may not be relevant. to
Right.
you.
Right.
On the technology side, there are a lot of vendors who are franchisees for international certifications. Then you have specialist players like Lucidus, which FIFA is playing. So the opportunity there is still very unregulated. Is still very nascent, I would say. CDAC is a place which has traditionally been known for high-end courses. They offer a program, 6 months program in cybersecurity. IMT CDL did try to offer one. But then the difficulty actually in most of these places is that good hackers, they actually make more money by hacking. So for them to come in and teach
I see.
is is not exactly very lucrative by any standards.
Right.
So you don't have enough teachers.
Right, need enough teachers. And now the part that so many of us have been waiting for. Saket's going to show us how he's going to get into a phone. My colleague Kriti's phone. Nervous Kriti coming to hand over her phone to Saket. Show us how good you are at this, Saket.
Okay, let me just try and do something about the phone. It works.
There, the job's done. All yours, Kriti, and good luck. Don't look so nervous.
Let's see what we get. Let me click on what I get. Call logs. Yes, what you can see on the screen is... Kriti, are these your call logs?
Yeah.
Alright. Are you scared?
Kind of, yes.
We just started. Click on contacts. Well,
So basically, every detail that's out there on her phone is now at your fingertips.
not just the
Whatever-
details, the location. So what you see on the screen right now, you see this is giving me the exact GPS coordinates of where she is. So we are in SDA South Delhi and it will give me the exact GPS coordinates. Of course, it will just take some time. So yes, and this is a lifetime access. And you'll be happy to know one very interesting thing. I didn't even hack into her phone. I did not hack into her phone. So that's how you define hacking, right? Your phone already gives certain privileges to applications. So when I had your phone in my hand, it's basically something which I installed on the phone, which took the permissions to access all of this and send it across to my place.
That easy in a
So
matter of
it's
seconds.
that easy. It just took me like 15 seconds to do that. So that's the beauty. When you know technology, you can really go ahead and really...
Beauty or danger, whichever way you're looking at it, whichever side of the fence you're sitting on.
So Albert Einstein always looked at E equals mc square as beauty, but that turned out to be a nuclear bomb.
Quickly, as we wrap, just help me demystify this. If for all the students watching who are keen on doing exactly what you do, what your team does,
Right.
where do they get started? What would you say?
Firstly, they would get started in their own college. So thanks to the open coursewares and the NPTEL videos which are there online, first you need to get a flavor of what computer science is all about. Security is not a separate vertical of computer science. It's computer science understood at a more fundamental level.
Right.
So first you need to understand whether that is a field which is made for you. If you like those videos, if you have ever coded on something which has kept you awake for 2 or 3 nights and the feeling that you get when it finally executes, if that is what excites you, security is the field for you to be in.
Right.
How do you come in? Of course, you come in through various classes. We out here offer a lot of certifications. You can come down out here and we'd be more than glad to help people and pursue their passion for computer science.
Right. Mahesh, last word. Of course, the passion and the burning desire to do this, coding, computer science and all of that.
And much more than that, it's also a fascinating field. It's now worth about 1.2 billion in the country, and the global market is about 120 billion in the coming 5 years. And the requirement is about 5 lakh experts. So the numbers are very large.
Right.
Especially with about 2 million engineers coming into the market in the next 2-3 years. This is a domain which does have a possibility of getting a job easily.
Right.
So as an engineer, if you have an
Right.
add-on qualification in this domain,
Right.
add-on knowledge in this domain,
Right.
you do have a much larger chance of getting gainfully employed.
Right. Right, well, those are the words, of course, from the experts. Thanks very much for joining us, and thanks very much, gentlemen, for taking our time to speak to us. You believe if this is your passion, this is your area of interest, and as Mahesh is saying, job opportunities only seem to be on the rise, well, then go for it. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.
Are you someone who loves art and is appreciative of India's art and cultural heritage? Do you want to make a career in art management? Find out more tomorrow on Heads Up at 6:30 p.m.